Hey everybody, it's Casual Friday, 2/27/2015. Expressions of a Woogie. Wookie. You know what I'm talking about. That's what you do on Casual Friday. You get weird and wild. Go get it. Go get it. Calling your name. Go solve that daily puzzle. Here we go. Okay. Tricky. Tricky wicket off the top of my head. I see potential discoveries with e6. e6 threatens queen takes f7. If e6, queen takes c5, queen takes f7 check, king h8. There's no mate. I'd have a draw, but the problem really, actually, I can't even play queen f8 check because the queen's on it. So I may not even have a draw. And the knight's hanging, it's pinned. So if e6, queen takes c5, queen takes f7, king h8, queen takes d7, I'm guarding the knight. That's an option, but likely that's no bueno. Not good enough. So is there some other sort of passive move? There is no check on c1, so rook to c7 maybe should be considered. If queen takes e5, I take the bishop, and I'm up a whole rook. So if rook to c7 and he moves the bishop off somewhere, I have knight e6 check, forking the king and queen. So if rook to c7, how does he guard the bishop? Queen to g4? It's possible. And then he's threatening queen d1 check, too. So if e6, queen d1 check, king h2. It just feels like it's not enough. Candidate moves I haven't considered yet. Knight e6 check. Other tempo moves, no. I see the main weakness here has to be centered around the fact that I have this target on f7 and this pawn on e5. So e6 is coming back to me. If e6, queen takes c5, again, queen takes f7 check, king h8. There's no concrete follow-up. Queen f6 check. Maybe there's... look at that. That's quite the daily puzzle today, kids. I think I see it. If e6, queen takes c5, knight f5 check. I saw that there was this potential of a discovered check before, but I thought the queen could just take f5, so I'm dismissing this idea that the queen's undefended. But now what I'm seeing is if e6, queen takes c5, knight f5 check, queen takes f5, we trade queens and then take d7, and we get another queen, so he's lost. That's one of those tactics trainer puzzles, you know I'm talking about. Like, that's not the easiest puzzle in the world, if that's forced. Again, rook c7 would be a move I would have considered otherwise, but I'm pretty sure the e6 looks totally forced. He has to take on c5. And after knight f5 check, there's no other move besides queen takes f5, which means the last two moves are obvious. Okay, and solved. So that was a good one. This is why it's Friday, right? TGIF, you know what I'm talking about? The basic recognition here started immediately when you recognize the queen and rook on the same rank, and so I started considering e6 right off the bat. But it's amazing how focused I was on f7. I didn't even consider knight f5 check, with this idea at least of using the passed pawn for a while. I considered knight f5 check immediately, but didn't even say it out loud, because again, I saw queen takes f5, so I was focused on queen takes f7. So it's just interesting. Again, it's sort of similar to what was instructive about yesterday's puzzle, that what's important is recognizing all of your own potential advantages and all of your opponent's potential weaknesses, and understanding there may be more than one way to skin the proverbial cat, right? Or more than one road to Rome. Getting convinced that there's one way to take advantage of your opponent's problems is usually where someone goes wrong. And it sounds like easy advice here, and I said it yesterday, but in a practical game setting, with, you have time on the clock ticking away, maybe you already feel like you've made mistakes. Very often the psychological factors that play into the moment, they actually affect how you're evaluating the moment. So one thing that's cool about solving daily puzzles is there's no emotion. It's not your own game. You're not bringing in your own preconceived ideas that you need to beat this opponent because he's lower rated, or that you were winning earlier and now you're just pissed at yourself that you haven't even won the game yet, right? All these psychological factors that actually affect your decision making, and they make you believe things that maybe aren't true. So you're building pattern recognition based on what's actually going on concretely in the given position, not based on any preconceived ideas, any biases of any kind. So that helps, and I think it's cool to see this idea where really the passed pawn becomes the critical point with e6 and then knight f5 check, and it's not something I was focused on at all until I saw it. So So that was good stuff, and I hope that a little bit of practical advice goes a long way. Hope you're enjoying today's daily puzzle. Hope you went and solved it, so that if you didn't get this one right, considering this is actually potentially might have been a tough one, that maybe some of the advice as far as where you went wrong, maybe you were also obsessed with queen takes f7, maybe you didn't consider all the candidate moves, not recognizing the potential of all your advantages. Maybe that kind of stuff is a good lesson. So thank you, everybody. Go get that TGIF. Have a great weekend, right? It's Casual Friday. I hope you're dressed casually today. I mean, I hope you're wearing something while you're watching this video, all right? There may be kids in the other room. Oops, wrong fade out. Hey, give me a like, by the way. I've never asked for a like on a video. I get it. Never mind. You're too lazy. Don't worry about it. I get it. You're busy. Go do stuff.